Welcome back to Tweed Heads, everyone. Ham here, and we're not going to do a huge long intro today. I don't think YouTube likes it, and I mean, it's boring anyway. So a couple of things, we're just going to showcase a couple of mods here that I added a whole slew of mods, but I just wanted to show you the graffiti one and these roadside ones here. These are predominantly Australian. Oh, look at that train action going up that way too. But you can see we've got these lovely street signs that we have here in Australia as well. Ones that go over motorways, ones that go on the side. If I just pause here, you can see it says Tweed Heads and Coolangatta up there. Exit coming up. Now you can actually type in on these signs what you want to have written on them in those designated slots. Now you can't do it for everything, but you can come in here and change the sign out. You can make it bigger, whatever. I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to have it back down here to 100% because I've got them on either side. This one goes to Tweed Heads South down that way. But yeah, really cool little signs, inclusive. If you're doing your Australian playthroughs and so forth, really cool one to have there. I've also grabbed, these are by Joe Train. I've also grabbed some graffiti pack like from Joe Train. We'll have a look at that shortly, because the first thing we're going to do this morning is we're going to do a time lapse to finish off some of this bridge structure, throw some graffiti on it, and then we're done. And then we're going to crack into our freight / shipping that we're going to need to do today to feed Tweed Heads South. You can see more here, Tweed Heads just there. And we're going to be putting in a country branch line. Okay, if you want to go to Tweed Heads West, we're going that way. And then Coolangatta, you can go straight ahead or you can turn left also. All right. I probably could have done the same for Tweed Heads. Oh, look at this, trains going everywhere. It's nice and busy down here now. It's lovely. Right, so just quickly to let you know, we're going to be taking a train from here. We're actually going to be landing a station out here. I was testing a few things out here before that can go away, but I'm probably going to land a little station here. We're going to use this little area in here. We're actually going to put a station and put a little port in here. We're going to have these little ports everywhere. We're probably going to have one in and around over here. We're going to have ships coming up in underneath it and everything. Just really utilizing a lot of these cool little spaces that we would. What we're going to be doing is we're going to take a lot of this grain, this farm stuff here. I've decided that we're going to split up the farms to represent their each sort of, I want to say their mainland constituents. So basically all of the grain from this island here, from this side here, is going to get utilized down here, and it's going to feed Casuarina, Kingscliff, Chindera. It's feeding Tumbolgum at the moment. It may even help out with Fingal Heads later, but we may do a trade with Tweed Heads South later for that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we're going to bring a train. Fun, I know, right? Now the train's either going to come up here, through here, and we're going to split off down underneath and come around this way into the port. Or we're going to come up the back way, maybe tunnel and come in through this way. But either way, we're going to do a little country link that's coming from Tweed Heads South. It's going to pull into Troots Bay, and we're also going to maybe bypass the ground here and do a transfer service up to Terra Nora, so the train can then probably switch on and go down to Balamble. Right, so that's probably about that. What was that about intro, Ham? Yeah, but I just give you the lay of the land of what's sort of happening today, and then we can get cracking. Just so you can see, I've started putting like some graffiti around places. Like you can just see it come along here, a few little spots like this. I might put some on the rail bridges and stuff. Might look good as well. Down here with the graffiti, you can see it looking kind of, it looks kind of good. I like it. So with our bridge here, which I have to get in the rest of the infrastructure here, hopefully it won't take too long, especially with a time lapse, just to get this all nailed in. And I've obviously got to put in the no collision mod. Now I know I could be utilizing this in terms of a do I want it to be that big? I don't want it to be that big. Yeah, probably something like that, just to stop people building there. Doesn't matter if I build there. Right, I can click that and I can put it here and do the same. We'll spin you like that. All right, what about this one in here? I haven't put one in there. I could. Do you want to just put that there? And so stuff can build close to it, but not right through it, which should be handy for us. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to come. I don't know if I'll come right down to the edges here. We'll have to see how that plays along. As long as we have main infrastructure sections, I think, is the key to our walls here. I might even put another one in the middle little strip here. I kind of like this little double road strip we've got going on up and down here. It's I'm kind of all about it. I don't know about these homes being like, really? We're squeezing these little homes in here? Who is living in this thing? Who is living in this? It's a shoebox. Not like these, but look at these people. They got the modern cons going on in the 1940s. Crikey's, that's a bit modern. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of time lapsing today. Nothing too stressful. I'll just get my previous shape off here. I think we're going 10 meter brick, reddish, and I think we're going to 100. Yep. We're utilizing the 100. We definitely are. I'll just put this down just to make sure. Yep, that's the one we're using. Groovy. Okay. Let the time lapsing begin. right, and welcome back. It's graffiti time. The bridge is all in and done. That's what it looks like. Let's hit play, because I haven't been playing. That was about 40 minutes worth of trying to fiddle around with walls in. Just FYI, I've got to try and get that into a time lapse for you guys. I might have cut up some of it just to see how we go. I like the sort of black, the sort of grayer, less colorful tone. I want to say like the grays and the whites and the blacks for this time period. Now I'm not saying they didn't have color for back then. I'm just saying it just makes more sense. I won't be putting graffiti everywhere, but it's just a good little showcase just to show you guys. If you get it up high, you know when you get it up high, you see graffiti up high and you always wonder like, how the heck did they get that up there? How did they do that? And then you see some graffiti and it just doesn't make any sense. You're like, that's not even words, come on. Yeah, like that. I kind of like it, right? You just start to get these in. And look, the homes will start building nearby, but surely they shouldn't build in. But anyway, the bridge is in. Let's just have a little look here as we go through. And I think it's something. It's a little bit different. I've got a bit of texture popping over there. I'll have to fix up one of those sort of areas there. But for the most part, I like it. We'll have to put in some more fences, but it's really just adding to the old school feel that we're going to have here, especially coming into the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, when we're going to have these old brick graffitied walls. I think is gonna look good, and I'm glad I did do the ends now, capping them into the actual grass. That's the bridge in and done. It took 40 minutes 40 friggin' minutes to get this in, and I've gone and slapped on a few more just after. What I did was I texturized the ground with a bit of gravel. I wanted to keep a little bit of weed coming through here and there. I've gone through and put a few more graffitis on the wall. We can get a heap of other stuff later on in time, and we can do some more detailing with that. But for the most part, you get the idea, right? You get the idea how it all looks sort of down here. I tried to go. There's some color in the look at this. Look at the length of that. There is some color in there. Like, I didn't want to deprive it of a lot of color, but I tried to keep it as neutral as possible for some of the tagging. But either way, you get the idea. That's in, it's in place, and we'll do some more detailing through here as buildings start to flesh out now and come into play, and they'll start building. What I need to do is probably get the mod where you line the trees along here to stop the AI building along the actual path, because I don't like them building on these actual roads, and I'm gonna have to retain all of that actually. Either that, or we're going to have to texturize it with maybe even the gravel, or just texturize it with a bit of this. Which is what I think you want to do there. Potentially on this side too. It's a little more hilly on this side, so we can probably get away with it more on that side. But definitely on this side, we're going to have to do something. Right, when it comes to those walls and the texture through there. But either way, that's done. Let's get into today's build, because that was 40 minutes, so I've got to try and squish that down into a time lapse for you all somehow. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get food, right? We've got to start. Tweed Heads South, by the way, not getting food. It's getting 194 of its commats sent here. That's purely just out of here alone, which is great because it means obviously our stone is ramping up here for our barges, which is great for the looks of that. And we are bringing some conmats back for these guys too. So what's the growth like for Finglehead? We've got 160% target population. So we're losing 20% for noise emissions, but we're gaining 90% through supply. Which is great. Destinations, yeah, we're getting more for that, and 20% for growth on roads, but there's no road hookup for you guys. Your only roads are what you've got here. Eventually we might consider putting a bridge in here, but I like keeping Fingal Head sort of isolated and just only available via boat. Okay, cool. So like I said, we're going to bring a train line around this way somehow. I think what we'll do, we'll start off by putting a train station down here. I think next episodes, because what I want to do today, I want to get the food. I want to get some collection points set up down here. So let's just spend a bit of time to get this hooked in. We've got to do a little bit of work over at Tweed Heads South over here. When it comes to this rail section here. And also we're going to be, we need to, because we're going to be sending passengers, right, into here, but we've got to get the passengers from here and from Bilamble and from Terranora. So our little country link is going to head out this way. And I'm wondering if Troots does need to, because we're going to come up under this bridge and country link it this way. We're not going to worry about Tumbolgum or anything like that. That's about that. Okay, yeah, sweet. Let's do the easy part by getting in the station here anyway. Buildings-wise, can I have... Oh, actually, we've got these great large coal station, train station thingies here, which look good. If we can, we don't have a coal mine out here, but what we can do is we can dig something into the mountains here that makes it look like it's coal miney. Yeah, this is a great asset, by the way. Swing you like that. I think we'll have you like that. Are you you're not quite parallel there, are you? I don't think the road is. It's not. So we'll go off this one. Like that. In fact, I might just take a little bit of leveling just here. It looks like it's all pretty well level anyway, but just for the moment, just to see where we're at here with this road dips off. Okay, so we're having a little bit of trouble here. You might have to get rid of the trees a little bit as well. Okay, we can always put trees back in later. That's no biggie. Let's paint the area up as well, just so I can see what I'm working with here. Let's just go our gravel. Our dirty gravel, just so we can see where we're working here. All right, we're going to have a little port in here, which we're going to have the collectors go around and collect all the farm produce from farms, which is a cool little thing. So we can still utilize the Tweed River for the shipping, but we're going to utilize, we're playing a game where I like using trains, so that's what we're doing. Catenary. I'm not going to run Catenary yet. Triple track Catenary, no. I want the Portuguese wooden sleepers, thanks. Great. I don't want that many tracks, I don't think. Truck stops. Let's get 3 truck stops in. I'll take the 3 train line. Triple area texture gravel 3. I'm happy gravel 3. Mine area. Let's have gravel 3. Office building, let's do brick 4. Where is the office building? Down there on the bottom, I think. I like the default wood pattern. All right, there's a lot of options here. Mountain. Oh, mountain's really cool. So you can have it looking like it's coming straight from the mountain. There's straight, there's ground. I like the ground. We'll probably do ground into mountain here a little bit. Right, so we'll do something like that. Okay, decorations, yes. Terrain alignment. Yes, we will do terrain alignment. Truck stops fine. Staging, track length, right. Minus 200, what do you do? I'll leave you at 100, minus 100. Triple track right. I don't know what any of those do, so I'm less inclined to use them. Triple track standard type. Portuguese wooden sleepers. I don't know if... I think it's just triple track regardless. I think you can put in your own, but I'm happy to take this how it is. All right, well, let's go here. Something like that. Although right here, I think is pretty good. Because what that allows us a bit of room this way, allows us room this way. We've got a road in. Let's have a look at this little beauty. So we've got some truck stops over this way. Let's get rid of these trees. Do you want to get rid of them a little bit better, Ham? Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. Okay, so we got these buildings in here. However, I kind of like the fact that our terrain is kind of doing this little... Okay, there we go. Let's just take you back. Let's use that if we can. And then I'm going to take you like that. Right, get another one around there like that. How you going to do this? I'll give me a lower side there if you can. Maybe like that height. We're just going to shelf this around a little bit. Maybe that height through there now. And maybe something like that. We're just going to shelf this around on this hill section just here. Take these trees out of here now. And you can start to see what we're getting along here. And I don't need it to be everywhere. I just need it to look like that. Realistically for this side. So getting the paint here, I know we're doing a lot of detailing, but it's sometimes good to do this as you go, I reckon. So we'll start with cleaner rock around here once the autosave's done. Thanks autosave, by the way. Right, we'll start with the cleaner rock. Okay, like that. Good. Then we'll get this sort of rock on top. We'll get a little bit feathered out. We'll just start to lighten you up. Actually, you know what? Make it blend a little bit more. What do we got going on here? Benora Point Cargo is not hooked up. Yeah, we know. So we're trying to just make this look, I know it's not a stone quarry down here, but we want to make this look like we've got more stone and stuff coming out of here. And I know this is not a quarry. I know we're just taking food, but I really wanted to utilize this platform. And I'm sure I'll get a chance to utilize it elsewhere again later on. But for the moment, this is where I'm utilizing it, right? Do something like that. Something like that. And then we need a little bit of dirt, I think. Maybe like that. And then we'll close it all back off with, yeah, I like that. Right. We'll put in some machinery down here as well, which will help. Feather that gravel out of there. Right, something like that. And we'll have the trains come up along here too. Right, assets wise, let's get the trees back in if we can. Where's the friggin' tree button? Over there. Keeps moving on me because I keep adding mods lately, more and more. Sugar maple, European linden. Let's take out the oak. Let's leave that. Actually, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the Scots pine. Let's get rid of that. And we'll just punch in a heap more up and around the top here like this. All right, something like that. Couple there that probably could have gone. Didn't need to be encroaching right there. That's fine, I think, like that. Right. Good. And then we might have some diggers here. I might have got some diggers as well. Ham, what about not taking so long? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my bad. I was getting excited. Right. Train line. So the train sort of finishes down here, but we want to get it turned around. How would we go about doing that? Well, I mean, we do have this lovely mountain that we are digging into. So let's get our tracks. We will use... I don't know if we're going to use all 3 tracks down here, but you know what? Whatever. Let's just have you... Right, straight out of the middle. Make sure they are connected. Good. Little bit crooked as you come in there, but that's okay. It's got to separate a little bit, I think. Now, I want to get these trains under the mountain here because it is like a little mine section. And because we are in a mine, so I don't really have any dramas, and I think we'll do 50. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We'll do 50 and we'll come back out. Probably. It's going to be easier to come along, I think. Then back on like that. The old teardrop in. So it's probably going to come around this way and drop off into the station over here like this. And I'm probably going to give you 2. Did I come from the middle then? I did. So you're going to come around to the outside there though, aren't you? I want you to be able to, well, actually it makes no difference. You can just do this. Right, that's looking good there. And then we'll run an outside one. Except we'll keep this all single tunneled. Because I actually like the idea of just having a single tunnel through here. And just doing something like that. 3 points, 3-point junction just here, which is great. We can run that. I'd say that is looking pretty good. Can we just get rid of maybe a couple of trees just in and around this section here? And then just terrain, smooth that out just a little bit. And our texture here is probably just a little bit off, so we'll go ahead and just gravel up some of this down in here. And we'll get a little bit of that through there. Great. This grass, I picked up these weeds here, right? These weeds are really great. Like these ones, they add just a great texture. We'll do something like that through, yeah, like so like that, right? When you're coming through here, get this great texture of like field weeds and stuff. Get some like wider ones in there. You just get these like great looking open fields. Bit thick on the old weeds through here, but that's okay. You get the idea. Okay, now that we've got the lines pretty much in and around here, let's get the dirt roads hooked back up. Or let's get them hooked up. So we can run that straight there. Do you run straight into there? You do. Look at that. It's so elegant and nice. And same here, we're just going to run you around the corner. There is a junction just here, Ham. A little close. And you can just have that instead. I think that's great. We can do some fencing off down here. What we might do is we might grab our gravel 03. That's what we're using. My new favorite gravel, by the way, 03. Grab you like that, like that. Just fix up this little section through here. Right, cool. So this has connectivity to that. We've got a little truck stop here as well. Not that we should need one for the moment, but eventually we might use truck stops. You know, we can dip into Benora Point and that sort of stuff with some deliveries. Let's get this ship up and running now. We've got to get airports in. I've got so much to do in this series to like, I got planes that I've been working on that I want to do. How's this going to go? Not easily. Now, you'll be okay if I get you something like that. Right, I've got an idea here. Look out, Ham's got an idea. The water I'm going to make a little bit deeper. We'll dredge this out a little bit. I thought this was meant to be kind of quick, Ham. Yeah, so did I. Also, this is not square through here. That is square there. Square, the grid, when I say square, the grid on the map is actually the way this square is facing. So that is actually the grid. If you're thinking about a grid in a game, that square is the way the grid's facing. Just FYI. Right, just makes it easy to build on when you're doing grid stuff later on. We will utilize, I'm gonna do this. As always, I always decorate my I don't decorate, but I always like do my ports up. I don't just plop that in and I'm done. I like to get something in that's kind of cool. Now that will work there. I do want some small boats and I want some more factories probably. Now, let's see what the problem is here. We're going to have the factories all the way along here. But I don't have... Yeah, I might put small boats all the way along here. So therefore I can have my factories. Here goes old Ham. You can never do it quickly, can you, Ham? I don't do things... I don't do... Oh, that's better. That's better there. I don't do things fast. Yes, that is correct. We can have a larger boat one there. You're not going to get a large boat landing in there, unfortunately, but you will get one over here. I'll leave that. You're not going to get that there, but you will get this landing here now. Now, you're saying out of navigatable waters. I can go ahead and I can actually push you right back to the road now. So I'll do that too. Let's see if that works. A little bit fiddly, old ports. Yeah, that's outside of navigatable waters. If I go ahead and... Let's get rid of those for a sec. Oh, I really want that. Really want that building right there, but we don't have to. I think maybe you'd be better. Because I think it would be better if you see the trains and everything from the shore here and have some cranes on here. All right, so we can get this landing on here. Yeah, I think that'll be better with the ships coming this way. And then we can put a cargo building down that way. Do you have little wooden ones of those? No. But that's okay, because what I want is... Ah, damn! So that's not going to work there either. So odd. Why can't I get that to work off there? Let's just take that right back. I might have to move this road and put it back in after. I don't really want to. But it's not going to allow me to get what I want down here otherwise. Okay, what if we do something like this? If we're willing to do that... I'll get what I want here eventually. So you're on the edge there. That's fine. I want another one on the edge. So we can do that by simply putting you along there. And then we can get you. The only trouble is now you're going to line up with that. So I want you to do that. Will that work instead? Damn it. You're not going to work unless I do this. This is fiddly. This is actually really fiddly. So you should come like that now. No. You'll come like that. And then I can get your building there. And we're running you that way around with the land. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay. Boy, oh boy. I think we're good. Can I run that off that? No. How am I going to do this now? Oh, Ham, how are you going to do this? I don't know. I just needed you to be in between there, didn't I? Like that will fit in between there, will it? I don't know if it will. I can't, I can't get that in there. Damn it. Okay, I don't think you will. I think you have to be one wider. Yeah, I think you've got to be one wider. I know they're expensive to put down. It's not like we're not making a lot of money. That's what I'm after. Right. I might just cut a lot of this away because it's been a lot of fluffing about just trying to get this working. But either way, we've got it pretty much working. I might even put connection points out the back there. Now I'm gonna get that in here now, like that. Am I gonna get my landing on there? And I am. Sweet. So I might do those either side. Right, that's good. I'm liking that a lot more. We've got large boats everywhere. Now we just need for some small boats, which is great. We can just do that. And probably just have some small boats that way, but I'll do that as well. Oh, look at that. You could do this all the way around for days. I won't. I'll leave it there. And we can fraction some of that off. But I think that's just a tidy little port we've got down in here. We can obviously put some landings on there. Outside of docks, that'll be the ground there. Fiddly, but it works. Don't be frightened. Why you now? What I'll do is I'll get rid of those and just see if that helps us here. Which it's not. Interesting. Interesting that I could get the larger one. Oh, there we go. I can get that small one now. Right, so 2 small ones there will be fine, I think. Holy moly. Okay, I put some cuts in and did some other stuff just to get this simple little box to work and not have the outside of navigable waters. I had to literally just delete the land away, re-put the land back, re-put it in, just so I could get this all the way up along the back here. Okay, now in terms of our road, I'm actually going to go ahead and move this whole junction because I can actually literally shift the road to be like here now, which is actually good because we can go ahead and get a connection like that. Into there, right, so that's quite good there now, I think, and I'll get that connected up to there again. Groovy. Okay, and then obviously we can do a bit more with these little bits out here, but at least we got a port that for most part works up in here. This sucks having, they have to come around their headland, so I might have to rock that up. That's fine. We've got this working well. I think the tunnel is just going to remain like that. Okay, so we've got this end pretty well hooked up with the train line and the ships. We do have this food processing plant down here, FYI, that I'm not opposed to using, but I would rather use the food processing plants outside of towns and so forth that we've got here. So what's going to happen is when we collect the grain, it's going to be sent up to this train station, right? Which is kind of no good. But it doesn't matter because we do have this. These are taking commats back. We do have lots of vehicles coming out here. I think these ones. Right, you guys there. The machines and timber. For the moment, they're not taking... I might just leave them because then eventually they might be taking machine parts back to this little port. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it. Okay, let's just adjust a few things down here that I need to adjust, please. So in terms of this coming in down here, so all this has to go. I don't know how we're going to do this. I might have to take the road out too and put the road back in. We know how that is. We've got different heights over here, right here, as opposed to down here. Oops, did I just crash? Oh, I thought I just crashed. Thank God I didn't. Do a save. I know we haven't done enough saves yet. Do a save. Okay. Okay. That's not straight there either. So we're paused, which is fine. Yeah, that's not straight coming into there. So I'm going to fix that up so it comes in a little tidier and nicer, I think, too. First things first, I'm going to hook that up with this. No, first things first, I'm going to level this ground out to be level with that line. And you'll be able to see the height difference that we've got over there. Right, and that comes into play with our train station nice and level there. Right, so what's going to happen is you're going to see this slightly lift up to get over to there. Nothing too crazy in terms of gradient. And once we reconstitute the land, it'll look fine also. So we've got the ability for trains to come through here and go that way. We need the ability for trains to come into here and for both sides to pull in and go to the respective opposite sides. Potentially. Let's do something like that. Are we running double tracks down here? No. Should we be? You know what? For the moment, we're not. But I am simply going to do this. Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to leave it. So you come to the outside. I think that's fine. Do the same thing here where you have like that. And then you're going to have to get a point from here. Right, that comes... I want to have the ability to get like to there. And I think we want the same. Yeah. Now we're going to have this little diamond section just here, but I'm okay with that. I think we'll leave that for the moment. And then eventually we'll probably have some more tracks in here, you know. Like we'll probably do something like that. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just do them straight. I don't know. Maybe I'll fix up this down here, how it works eventually. We're probably going to need you. Oh, yeah. We're going to need you. To do that. 45 turn there. It's not great, is it? It's not terrible, but it's not great. We want it to come in through the back here because it's going to be coming from this way, right? We want it to come in through the back here. Somehow right around, although you've got it coming from this one. So it can come into this station and roll around here. That's no good for here though, Ham, because you haven't finished off this. Oh, this is going to make it much harder then, isn't it? See how the road does that? You got to take the road out and put the road back in after. Yeah, it even clips in, shows you where it can, the only place it can go is literally just there. Something exactly like that. This track laying stuff is getting out of control. Now, what if you're over here and you want to get over to there? Well, you can do that. I don't want you to do that. I just want you to do that. And then, so that means that from every way over here, you can get over to there if you need to. It's a tight turn. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's a thing that's going to happen. So we just have to live with it. Very train heavy through here, but that's okay. We've got this big, lovely industrial park that's out the back here, ready to facilitate it. Right, let's go ahead and set up. So here's a thing here. So when the trains trundle down this passenger section, we now have to get the train line split off and sent down there. Now we've got this lovely cul-de-sac bit there. Trains come down naturally on this right-hand side of the line. So what I'm thinking is, oh, do you want to put those roads back, Ham? Before you forget? I should put the roads back before I forget, everyone. How are you going to get a road through there now? I'll do that, right? Fix the land up, firstly. I don't think I'm going to get one through here. I don't even think you'd want to. You're not going to get through there. You might have to put a bridge in or something, yeah? We've got our tunnel system we can work in. Right, give me that. Take that away. Just see where we can punch a road in here. Look, we can get one there. It ain't pretty. There's a lot. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's freaking. It's an industrial road anyway. What are we going to do here? Something a little bit like that. Right, and then you got the road over here that you took out as well. This one should be, there's a junction right there. Had it not been for that junction, we would have been okay. You can go a bit there. What we might do instead, though, is this. Right. We'll leave it like that. Now we could extend those out further, I guess. Doesn't matter. We could have you as like a runoff that way. And a runoff that way. All right, just as a holdings. And maybe we should do something at the other end to tidy that up. Whatever, they're ugly. Okay, so that's that. Get back to here now that you've put those roads back in. Okay, so how we're going to look at doing this is something a little like that. So what we're going to do now is potentially going to work backwards from here. We might even go into a little under tunnel, just under this road section, just here. So utilizing our middle track, we're going to have minimum height there. Whoa, we don't want that tunnel like right there, do we? But I mean, 6.4. We don't need tunnel right there, do we? What I'm thinking is we'll do a little bit of this. As you come down the road, and then it's going to pop out the other side just over here. So I want it to be like that. Okay, now take that back there. And because you've already got this here, it makes this a little trickier. Is that going to give me enough room? 65. I'm going to put a double tunnel here on this entranceway, but only a double, that's it. So 3 trains will somehow, they can come around into here. And then I guess we've got to have, maybe we just need to go back to single tunnel through here. No, we'll keep it 2 tunnels. We will keep it 2 tunnels, but this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to change up how we're going to do this tunnel a little bit. We're going to go back to something that we did on the last playthrough. And we're going to simply just take out the middle tunnel. Like that, right? Hang on. Yes, I'll leave it like that. However, inside here, I do want to have the tunnel open. Something like that through there. Yeah, good. Right, so that means that this middle line has to switch onto there. So we've got one going up that way. And then we've just got the one coming back, which will be this side. So we're going to split into 3 lines about here. Right, and then these 2, obviously. Not that it matters. So essentially how it's going to work down here, let's go one way, is we're going to have these 2 tracks are going to be like that way, right? And then these 3 tracks will be this way. But if this one wants to get out, it has to switch. So it has to be able to get over there. So it has to be able to do that. And I'll just have you switch right out onto that furthest one. So then our signals now will go like that. and then like that, right? And then this is two-way, and this is one-way, right? So that's how that should work coming in and out of here. This should only be that direction. I know we got a lot of signals here, but it's just so I can use my own brain power to figure that out. Right. Now, before anyone says anything. It's probably a little bit much gravel through here, but whatever. You get the idea. I don't want to be done for grass. Okay. I think this is going to look really good coming down through here. We'll get some machinery in. We might even retain up some of these walls, like they're old walls that need to be meshed up or something. We've got a couple of little nice tunnels going in through here. We'll get this rolling along now. I'll leave you so your track runs up there a little bit further. Let's take you. We'll keep rolling with you, I think. Keeping that. Now, we're going to have to do a sharp turn up here. So, actually, we've got to come right down under this bridge. This road will have to get redone. So, this is how we're going to do this. But you have to come down at a gradual pace. Can we get something a little less ugly? What do we got here? This concrete boy. And I think we'll dip into now. No, we won't. So what's our height? We might have to still just come along from this side, I think. Right, so we come around here, 140s into 70s, do we? Get this road and ditch it. I can put a road back in later. We know this, we do it all the time. 79s is what we're getting there. Now, what happens if you just do that for me? Okay, I like that. That's a gradual swoop up there. We've got that going on. I don't think the bridge is right for this time period, but we can do something like that. Or the old wooden one's not bad. The green or the brown. I think we'll go with the brown. Okay, this road, by the way. Any idea what time it is, Ham? Yeah, time to not worry about the time. Look at that. There you go. Lovely. Okay, so we've got the connection point down there now. That's friggin' brilliant, man. So we got the train that can roll up onto here and it can switch over if it need be, but I didn't think about that, did I? I said I needed you. To do that. Bugger. Bugger. That works without a derailment. But you have to have the ability to get back on here though too. All right, that works. We get that to work. I take it. Sweet. Bada bing, bada boom. Right. Might just have to have a signal. It's got to be two-way. This track has to be double tracked, Tim. I just remembered that. So everything I just did up there, stuffed up. It's stuffed up, buddy. My bad. Okay. Are we getting a train on it today? Probably not by the look of it. You sure you want to double track all of this? I think we're going to have to. Did you leave enough room there? I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with that railing. If you can change up the last part, or maybe make the whole bridge the same. Make the whole bridge the same, it's not as bad. Or, from this part, I was hoping to just do this part. So maybe from here, so... like that. Yeah, something like that. Good. And yeah, so you know your thing here? Yeah, I do. I know it. I know it well. Is that going to work there? Nope. Be really nice if I could get this to, maybe you need to take that back just a peg. Right, like that. Sweet. In fact, it's got me thinking this last part of the bridge here should be the same bridge. It should be like this. So at the start of the bridge, on each end, it's got that, and then in the middle it's got that bit. In fact, you could probably even switch that to be the big bridge now, yeah, like that. Oh, that looks a little special. And then on each end, oh, I haven't used the right bridge here. It's got to be that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that. Even the railing goes into the concrete, so it splits off nicely. Yeah, okay, I'm all about that. Let's do that for me through here, please. So yeah, that's great. That just adds so much flavor to it. How about your water? Is the sea... Okay, yeah, that's good. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Okay. Do you want to just get a train down it now and see? Well, no, because we haven't done the ships yet. I've got to get the ships in. We've got to get that up. So that's going to be next episode. Everything should be working all right. Yeah, it is. The track ride I want to do today... Well, I think I want to come... I know we've done this track ride lots. I forgot that we've got trains coming up and under there now as well. Because I kind of want to take one of these through and check out like everything we've done so far. But I want to come up through this way. I tell you what, let's take the passenger train from here. Which one's which here? I think this is our... Yeah, okay, sweet. So you go on down to here. Let's ride it from here, Benora Point. Have a look here. Is that our Benora Point train? Yeah, let's ride our Benora Point train, and then we'll ride it back, and that'll be today's episode. Thanks for hanging out today, everyone. Next episode, we will crack into more of what we're doing. Thanks for hanging out today, though. I do appreciate it a lot. Please leave a like as you head out the door today. It does help the channel a lot. So yeah, next time out, we'll crack on with this build. We got a lot to do. Like, when I do projects, we do big projects. So we got planes to go in yet. We've got more shipping we have to do overseas with trade. We've got to feed, basically get all this freight in, and we've got to get the CountryLink line in, plus airports and so forth, like I was saying. Really love that bridge down there now, like that. I know it's not grand, like a grand city nearby or anything, but I love the mix-up we've done there. All right, stay safe, stay glued to your screen. I'll be back with plenty more. I will do a few episodes a week. I'll try and get that out again as we go. I apologize, it's been a little bit lackluster lately. A lot going on in the background I'm not going to get into, but there's been a lot. All right, stay safe. Get out of here.